Hello. As you can see by the title of this video, today I am going to attempt to redesign Justin Bieber's merch. I asked you guys on Instagram whose merch you wanted me to do. Justin Bieber was one of the top choices, so this is what we're going to do. I've had a quick look on his website and I was kind of unimpressed. I feel like it's really basic. I feel like not much money was spent developing those designs. It very much feels like they've just sort of picked a design, slapped it on, and they're hoping they're going to get some money, which obviously they will. I think that's super cheeky. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time sort of refining them. I'm not going to overcomplicate things because by the looks of it, they do like the simplistic option. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's go. And also, yes, I am dressed as if I should be a Navarro cheerleader today. I don't know why. Just thought I'd make a change. This is what is on the website, and I just felt a bit underwhelmed when I looked at it, like especially this badass bitch one. Like it just feels very half-hearted. I feel like we could definitely improve that, and I just wanted to tweak it. I quite like this one, this Biebers Paradise one, the peach thing. I like that. That's pretty cool. Love the vibes. Everything else, we'll see. Please don't come at me if you're a Justin Bieber fan. I have, as always, gathered some inspiration, went to Pinterest. Weirdly enough, there isn't much like merch examples on Pinterest. Maybe I'm searching the wrong thing, but I gathered these and we're going to work from this. I have a black screen ready to go and I want to first try something like this. So I'm going to type in Justice and I want it in an orange. I really love how this is orange. That was the design that really spoke to me, so we're gonna go with that, and I'm gonna try and manipulate the font and the words to something pretty fun. So the font I've got up is Quasimodo. I actually really like that. And tracking, let's just squash the twacking. Let's squash the twacking. Squash the tracking a little bit so there's less space between each letter. In fact, I'm going to further adjust this. I want to use the touch type tool and I'm going to nudge each letter up. I want them to be pretty tight up to each other, maybe not that far. I love the touch type tool because it allows you to individually change like the size, the angle. You can like tilt things. In fact, I might tilt that. And I am aware I'm literally changing the entire logo for the tour by playing around with the word justice. But as always, this video is literally just a bit of fun. So we're just going to have an experiment and see. Cool. I like that. Right. I'm going to copy this out up here. So I have that in the editable format, and what I'm going to do is create outlines and play around with it. So similar to my example image, I want to inverse the fill and stroke and play around with some sort of warping of the text, and then underneath I'm going to put like Justin Bieber Justice World Tour or whatever. So pretty simple, very much on the same vibes as what's already there. So let's copy this down. Also, fun fact that I learned, or fun tip, if you copy something down, so to do that all I did was hold Option and drag. If I now press Command D, it's just going to keep repeating that action. Why didn't I know this before? I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I used to have to like drag them down one by one or like copy and paste over and over again. You can just press Command D or Shift D and it'll do it for you. Magic. Okay, let's invert those colours. Cool, pretty basic. And I am going to highlight all of those and I'm going to create a compound path so they're all fastened together. I can manipulate them as one object. And I'm thinking if I go into Envelope, Distort, Make with Mesh, we can have a play around with it. In fact, so this one, let's just zoom in on this one quickly. So this one, I think they've literally used like a pre-made warp effect, which I will show you, but I like that. I feel like it does the job. So I might end up doing that. I mean, let's see how we can do it with the mesh and see if we can do it by hand. Envelope, Distort, Make with Mesh. So we'll up the columns. That is literally split perfectly between all of those. And Let's go with that. And what I'm going to do is highlight some of these anchor points and drag them. Oh, let's lock this one first so we don't move that too. So highlight these, drag up. Okay, I'm rethinking this. I am not going to highlight the top one and the bottom one because I want it to stay in that square. So we're just going to highlight these 4 and then these 4. No, I'm not going to like that. I know I'm not. Let's go with the first option that I said. It's definitely the easier option. So be it. So this one here, wave, that is literally what's happened to this. So I'm going to go with that. Cool. And then I am going to expand that so we can flatten it. Oh, where's the expand option? Expand. Cool. So then let's unlock that top word. And underneath, I'm going to write Justin Bieber in that font colour. I mean, Justin Bieber Justice World Tour. And then I guess we can put 2022. I'm presuming his tour was delayed. So, I don't know, maybe he'd want like the original date on it, but we don't know him, so we can't ask. So let's go. And I love this font. There's so many options on it. Justin Bieber, Justice World Tour. And then let's add another bit of text that says 2022. And we'll put that in a font, a different weight of font as well. Let's just zoom out so I can see. So this is like super quick. I didn't want to mess around with it too much. I wanted it to sort of speak for itself. In fact, I might stack these. Cool. I like that. And then I'm thinking maybe we could add an effect on it. So I'm going to highlight all of those. And what I'm going to do is go up to my Astute Graphics plugin. I did a video like probably over a year ago now about Astute Graphics. It's like a yearly subscription plugin thing. And you can add cool effects. And I really like it. So I am going to go to Phantasm. And in here you can do this halftone effect. So it sort of looks like it's being printed. So what I'm going to do, copy and paste in front. So I'm going to apply it to a different layer completely. Click this Phantasm and then we can play around with the settings. I actually have a setting that I made myself. Let's see if we can find it. So this one, half tone. Let's try this. So at the minute that is showing up as pink and it's because it's set to CMYK, so it sort of picks up the colour from the background. If we go monochrome, it'll add black dots to it, which I think is what I want. If I zoom in a touch, you can see more so on this top one that it's applied it to that. On this bottom one, because the lines are quite thin, it's not picked it up. So maybe to counteract that or like deal with that, we can change the width of the lines if it's gonna let me. I guess not. Okay, let's undo that. I'm gonna select them individually rather than doing like the whole group all at once. Let's just duplicate this one, copy, paste in front, Phantasm. Okay, let's do this from scratch. So we want more dots per inch and I want it to be clipped to the object so it doesn't overlay. And what shape do we want? Oh, that's quite cool. Symbol illuminated orange, colorize. What does that do? Hang on. I need to like zoom in. We can't see what's going on here. So at the minute we have that going on. So if we go back into edit. Cool. So if we zoom out, something pretty simple. I've just added a little bit of texture to that. You can see that it's radial, so it sort of starts here and comes out. And I quite like that. I don't want to overcomplicate it, like I said. I feel like that's a really easy way of just brightening things up. Obviously, before anyone says, yes, it's pretty much the same as that, I am going to take it. And this is just my warm-up. All right, next up, I want to do the badass bitch thing a lot better than how they've done it. Like, come on. Also, side note, on the website you could barely see these ones because the background is the same colour as the merch. You think they'd check that, right? I don't know, I was just a bit underwhelmed when I went on the website. So we're gonna try this one. I want it like retro vibes, something maybe like that Peaches thing because that's really cool. I like how they've done that. and we'll stick with the pink background because obviously that seems to be the vibe. So let's just create a new artboard, type out bad, and let's get going. So badass bitch, and maybe I'll put that little asterisk, is it an asterisk in there, but we'll see, we'll figure that out. So badass bitch and font. So badass bitch, what font do we want? I don't want it to be too basic. I want it to be quite fun, modern, sort of like, actually not even modern, sort of like vintage vibes. Like a lot of clothing now, you'll see like bubble fonts and stuff that's quite bold looking, retro, 90s style. So maybe something like that. This in principle would be a cool idea, but I just don't think it's right for this. Okay, you know what we're going to do? I am going to go to my old faithful. I'm going to go to Envato Element and we're going to look for some fonts. Alright, so we've got the fonts. So top left is Brothery, top right Regards, bottom left Retro Sick, and bottom right Vantage Regular. If you want to get them, obviously head to Envato, there's always a link in my description. And straight up, I don't like this one, not sure why, just doesn't vibe with me. And I also, see this one I feel like in theory would be cool, but I feel like it's just a bit much. There's too many flicks on that. So I guess it's between these two. Let's see how they'd look capitalized. So let's copy this, change this, capitalize. Ooh, look at that S, that's cool. I think it's the top one. However, I am going to keep a copy of this one outside of the artboard as usual, just in case I change my mind. Right, I'm thinking maybe we could do a combination of the letters. So I really like the capital B. So if we do capital B and then the lowercase a, but I'll resize that, and then the capital D. Then I don't love this S, pretty cool idea in principle, not quite sure about it. Maybe I'll use the capital A on the next line. This is not going to look like anything as I'm working, but we'll see. And then I'm going to join the S's together myself. So let's go lowercase s, and we can fix it. I want to play around with the B, so we'll do a capital IT. I quite like how they join actually. And then I might do a capital H just to mix things up. Cool. It feels like ransom note almost. Let's just nudge these out the way a second. And I am going to create outlines on them all. And we're going to have a play around with these. So straight up, the word bad. I want this to be the size of the rest of the letters. Even though it's lowercase, I feel like this could work. I wonder what would happen if we like flipped the D. Sort of balances it out in a way. Though I think I do want to make this a little smaller. Like that. Cool. I like that so far. I'm really focusing this year on not overthinking everything. Like a lot of the time I'll spend so long just twiddling and fiddling with the like tiniest bits, and then I just never get anything done. So it's one of my main focuses of the year to sort myself out. Straight away I've thought of a cool way of fixing that S to the A. I wasn't actually going to do that initially, but I could literally follow that curve of the S up here. So what I'm going to do is just sort of erase, and then we can add our own little flair to join them back together. Oh, I've erased like a wrong bit. So maybe, I feel like that is not aligned right. I feel like that needs to be up there a touch. Let's pen tool this together, and then I guess we can curve from there. Maybe flip this S around again. This is so random for me. I feel like this is really abstract, but I quite like it. Bad ass. I'm gonna tilt that a touch. Do I like that? I don't know. What about if we rotated it? Because they're not identical top and bottom. I don't mind it. And then bitch. Bad ass bitch. So straight up, I want to make the C bigger, and in fact possibly the I and the T. Okay, that's what we have so far. How do I feel about this S? Maybe would this work up here where these S's are literally joined. So maybe we could try this, move them out. Maybe I could join these together to the A rather than sort of doing them separate. So again, if we create outlines, I'll erase some parts and we can use the pen tool to join them back together. Might not work, but we'll see. It's strange, but I think I like it. We'll go with that. In fact, before we move on, I'm gonna just change this B, or attempt to, either that or make this a bit bigger, because I want it to fill that space and I don't want the letters to be the same. Okay, cool. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to group all of these so I can just move them around freely. I'm not going to merge them all together yet, just in case I change anything. So now I want to change placement. See, initially I was trying to avoid joining these, like the top of the I and the T to the bottom of the S, but I feel like it could work. And then I want to join these together somehow, maybe with the A, either this A or this A. So let's just extend this up, not that A. Either that or do it like this. I do like it stacked, definitely. What does the lowercase d look like? Maybe we could play with that. Change it on the D so it looks just pretty basic. Alright, let's sort of go with this. Obviously there's leeway for us to change it if we want to, but I'm doing that thing again where I fiddle too much and I don't want to do that, so let's just move ahead. I'm saying that as I'm literally doing more. I was thinking of actually doing colours. Let me just scroll back. So obviously the existing design has multiple colours. It's pretty basic font and they're just layered with the asterisks. So I'm thinking maybe we could pick up the colour in here, the blue, and apply it over here in this one. I wonder if there's an asterisk in there. Oh, it's like a flower. Oh, nice. So create outlines and pick up the blue. I'm getting like Barbie vibes off this all of a sudden. I'm not sure that's what my man JB would be after. I think it's the flower. Let's see if we can find a different font. It's either the flower or the font or both. Or the pink and the white. That's also probably playing a big part in the Barbie vibes. Right. We just want something pretty basic. Nothing crazy. Chunky. Like that. Easy. So that's ITC Avant-Garde Gothic Pro. Maybe we could play around with some overlay. Texture and overlay. So let's have a go at opacity, overlay, multiply could be good. Maybe let's do away with the white. Let's see with colour. Oh, missed one. I just got completely wrapped up in doing that and went completely silent, so yeah. But I have concluded that this is the design I like. I actually really like it. I've done a sort of like distorted effect on it. It's sort of hard to see, but you see that there's layers. I've done like different opacities on the layers to add some sort of dimension. I've done the asterisk as like the halftone with some different layers on it. I've like really layered it up, and I feel like it looks retro without being too like overpowering, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna do one more. This one's gonna be like super quick, and I want to just spice up this one. The thing that mainly annoys me, so this is the back of the shirt, the thing that mainly annoys me is the font going down. It just looks weird, like I just don't like it. So what I'm going to do, I guess I could get the Justice logo, like the actual proper one, and distort it, and we'll see sort of how that would go. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's see if I can find the logo. I literally just want that, but without the writing on it. Oh. Okay, copy this. Let's see if this will image trace. Okay, cool. That actually worked pretty well. I guess as well, if we wanted to be really picky, I could have done this design with this logo. I just find it quite hard to read, like I feel like they've squashed it too far. So I'm not going to go with that, but what I will do is play around with this. So I'm going to keep it pure black, keep the printing simple, and I am going to try and do a different font for that like vertical style thing that they went for. So we are going to do Justin Bieber. I feel like I'm going to end up manipulating an entire font. I'm going to use Quasimodo font, I think, in extra bold or black. Black, full capital letters. And what I'm actually going to do is sort of try and do this kind of vibe in the name. So, by the way, if you want to like know about how to manipulate fonts, let me know. I'll do a video showing you how you can sort of tweak fonts and make them your own. It's a really, really useful skill to have. And once you know how it's done, it's really easy to keep doing. So yeah, let me know. See, we already have like the first 5 letters of his name in here. Maybe we literally draw it by hand. So let's go pen tool. I'm gonna outline all of these. So this is not gonna be perfect. And then use that font sort of through the middle. All right, let me just do this. Alright, so I've done those, and I think they turn out pretty cool actually, and I'm just gonna stack them up like they are on the other t-shirt. And you know what? I actually really like that. That was super simple to do, but I feel like it looks so much better than this. Let's copy this over so we can sort of compare. I mean, that was so easy to do, and I feel like it looks 100 times better. So I'm actually really happy with those designs. I think maybe I would tweak this first one a little bit, but we're just going to count that as a warm-up. I'm actually going to just quickly put these into some mock-ups so we can see what they look like, and then we'll review what we've done. And there we have it. These are the finished mock-ups. I'm actually really, really happy with how they turned out, especially that last one I did with the back writing. I think that's such a simple change, but I think it makes the difference, especially when you compare it to the existing design. So yeah, as always, let me know what you think to the designs, how you would approach it, what would you do differently. I'm always open to conversation in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these videos, and I'll see you next time for another one. Bye.